Well, good evening, folks, and welcome again to the Morse 2020 Adventures Day 103, October the 6th, 2020. Been a long day, a very long, trying day. The trip itself wasn't that bad, longer than what it was supposed to be. Um, it took us almost 8 hours to get here, 400 miles. GPS and all the different programs that we use to make our trips and everything said it was going to be 6.5 hours, and it was almost 8. All right, but a trying day nonetheless. Got up this morning, did our normal routine, had breakfast and all that, and started breaking down camp. And while Chrissy was doing dishes, I thought, well, I'm gonna go out there and get the tires aired up. I got 2 of my rear tires, checked to make sure they were all good to go. And my my air compressor dies. I mean, it comes apart inside. Okay. So we go into town, look around. They've got little ones that you plug in the cigarette lighter with a 10-foot cord. And I said, nah, no, this is not for an inner tube to float down the river or a floaty in the pool. This is a major. So end up buying a compressor. It's supposed to have a PSI of 100, and it don't air up my tires. All right, it's supposed to be 80 PSI in the tires, and I'm good to get about 73. So I got the lowest one, which is leaking since I got the tire. I'm not going to mention names or dealership there in Cerro Vista, but I've had problem with this tire since they mounted it, brand new. Okay, I have to put air in it every day that we're driving anyway. So needless to say, I'm not happy with a certain dealership in Cerro Vista, and when I get home, my tire people will put the tire on correctly and the valve stems correctly, because that's where it's leaking from, is the valve stems. Unfortunately, we don't have the time or the area to take it in and get it fixed here, because I don't know how long it'll take them, and this is our house as we're on the road. Okay, so it's not like I was at my sister where I could leave it there at the dealership and still had a house to stay in. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but anyway, so instead of leaving at 9, we didn't leave till noon. Okay, thereabouts. And like I say, almost right around 8 hours to get here. And where is here? Marshall Dillon. Yes, folks. We're in the heart of Gunsmoke, Dodge City, Kansas. All right, at the Dodge City KOA. Okay, and it's a new KOA. Their papers here just say that they are new to the KOA family and are working hard to live up to the expectations and standards of KOA. So far, I'm kind of impressed. I've got a wide, long, concrete level pad, okay, and full cup. I mean, it's with we're 31 foot, and then we have the Toad, Jeep Wrangler, and I still have plenty of room on both ends. So, all right, so just saying that. So that's where we're going to be here for the next 2 nights. The plan is tomorrow is to go out there to Dodge City and do the tourist thing. I think the last time I was here, and the only time I was here, I believe was in June of '63, when we were moving from Southern California to Wichita. Didn't spend a whole lot of time in Wichita because we moved from there to Oklahoma and then back to California all that year. Okay, but like I say, I was just young, 63, and it was right around June and July. So, but we stopped here, and of course, at that time, Gunsmoke was very popular. It wasn't like it is now on reruns, okay, but it was a very popular syndicated show. I think it was every Sunday night, but I'm not sure. It may have been Monday. I don't remember, but once a week it was live episodes, Gunsmoke and Bonanza, and all them old Western shows. So we're going to spend 2 nights here. Like I told you before, it's Chrissy's rule: 2 nights in the RV in the state. So we're going to spend the 2 nights here, get Kansas on the map. Okay. But other than that, hey folks, the ride, I've got over 280 something pictures that Chrissy took. And for those who have known us and are in the RV community, she did drive about 5 miles on straight road in Kansas, or in Colorado today. Okay, so she has got behind the wheel. So now she knows she can do it. So she has no excuse. She did pretty good. She was terrified. I know she was, but she did a really good job. She was nervous, but she went ahead and tried it. She was a trooper, and she did quite well for her first time. She did quite well. Had some cars pass her, had some trucks pass from the other direction, and the RV handled real well. She didn't panic or anything. So really, really proud of her. Did a good job, baby. So, and she'll get behind the wheel again. We've got some other straight passages that she can probably be able to drive. But I've been waiting for this because I knew it was flat and straight. All right. But the last 3 hours, maybe, at least in the last hour and a half, was in darkness, and so I really couldn't see a whole lot of land. But she took pictures from the time that we left Buny. We went through South Park. And folks, I went on a road today that I had never been on, and that was Colorado 9. I come down from South Park into Canyon City. Beautiful, beautiful drive. Part of it is through a canyon. It's just so gorgeous. Very, very beautiful. And the roads were very good. I mean, they weren't like a little state highway with narrow roads. The lanes were actually, pretty good standard. All right. Also saw a couple of, I think 3 we saw buffalo ranches that I didn't know existed. They weren't there when I lived there eons ago. But so it was neat to see the buffalo in the pasture, and in one case in the corrals. All right. But it's the agriculture. I mean, whether it be the ranching, the the farming, it's just so beautiful. And then as we left the mountains of Colorado and got into what we call the Front Range, you saw a lot of that open range area, and then you started seeing a little more farming, and then you saw a combination of both. And now we're into Kansas here, and a lot of I used to call them stockyards. The new term now is feed yard, or feed lot, wasn't it, Mama?
Feed yard.
Feed yard. Okay, so they're no longer stockyards; they're feed yards. Okay, because they have all the cattle in there, and they're fattening them up for market, and off they go. Okay, and also did pass a couple of packaging plants. So anyway, the drive itself, once we got through Kansas, through the canyon there, and hit US 50, we stayed on 50 all the way east here to Dodge City, and it was just, I kind of like, and I've seen other people's post about staying off the interstates and going through the U.S. highways and state highways and stuff, and I'm not so much opposed to that. I mean, it was because when you're on the interstate, it's quick, anywhere from 65 to 80 mile an hour, depending on what state you're in, and you're not seeing the country. You get on some of our older U.S. highways, and even some of our state highways, like Colorado Highway 9, beautiful country that you're missing on the interstate. And there's gas stations there, so you don't have to worry about gas. There's our fuel. It's really really enjoyed it. It was nice. It was nice. We might do some more of that. In fact, I think we are. Some of the trips that we have planned, some of the legs of this trip back home, I think, take us on some U.S. highways and maybe even some state highways, and not the interstates. I know here in Kansas and in Oklahoma, we'll be on state and U.S. highways. So, So anyway, hey, it's already been 10 minutes here, and folks, I really am. You know, this is 10:30 here, but it's our Mountain Time clock 9:30. But we've been driving 8 hours and breaking camp, and then having the stress of finding a compressor, and that still didn't work. I had to stop by. Luckily the tire shop was on the north end of Buena Vista, so I was able to get there before the tires got too hot and get them aired up and get them the right temperature or pressure and everything. So it's all good. Okay, it's all good. But hey, speaking of good, got some good scripture today. Really do, and it's from John 14:27, and it's verse 27, chapter 14 of the Gospel of John. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let it be afraid. In some of the shorter versions, one of them is, the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. And that's true. That's very true. That spiritual gift that we get, not just, his gift of salvation for dying on the cross for our sins, but, everything that comes along with it, And another one is, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So do not be troubled nor afraid. And then another short version is, I give you peace, the kind of peace only I can give. And I really like that. One of these short versions here. The peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. And folks, not just with what we're receiving, excuse me, we have a lot of things. I mean, like this morning, okay? Now, I could have panicked, I could have got really troubled and afraid. What am I going to do? I could have lost it, really. I mean, the tires are less than 2 weeks old, okay? I can't get it aired up. The pressure's down to 60. What am I going to do? And even the owner there, I mean, nice gentleman, he said, look, I got air right here. I says, I appreciate that, but what am I going to do? This is when I was headed out to get the compressor. I says, what are we going to do? In the morning or the next day when I have to air them up again, I've got to find a compressor. And I really thought the one that we bought, because it said, capacity was 100 PSI, was going to do the job. But no, it doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it at all. The tank on it gets down to, once it's equalized with the tire, there's no more air going in and out, and then the compressor kicks on, and it just takes forever to try to build it up. It just can't handle the load. I'll give it some more, chance, and here in Dodge City, maybe I can find a good compressor. I don't know, but hey, it's in God's hands. Okay, it's a gift of peace. So I had the peace of mind. God's going to take care of it. All right, it's all good. Okay, it's all good. God's going to take care of it. All right, and push come to shove, I'll just, before I leave town, I'll do some research and find out where a tire shop is, and I'll pull over there to the tire shop and have an air up the tire. And it's okay. It's okay. We will make it back to back to Havelock, and when I do, the folks at G&H are going to go ahead and take care of it because they're fix it because they're good folks. Besides, I taught 3 of them. Okay, that might not be such a good idea. No, it's good. They were good students. And G&H is good people, good Christian folks. So, and a shout out to them. They're G&H Tire in Havelock, North Carolina. Good folks, good Christian folks. But as I say, don't be worried. Don't be worried. The gift that he gives us. The understand. It's just like the COVID. I'm not going to be stupid and not take precautions. But I'm not going to lose no sleep over it. God's in control. Okay, it's all good. Don't be stupid. Wear your mask. Take the proper precautions. I don't like wearing the mask anybody else does. you know. And I think in many cases it's wrong. But I'm not the medical expert, and the medical experts, you know what expert is? An X that has been, and experts drip under pressure. Anyway, the medical experts, okay, say to wear a mask. So, you know, in certain areas, I'll wear a mask. You know, if I'm home, I'm not wearing a mask. If I'm just with me and Chrissy in the car driving, I'm not wearing a mask. That's stupid. But when you're out in general public, yeah, you know, you take the proper precautions. Okay? Wash your hands. Wash your hands is better than anything else. Washing your hands with soap and with warm water and soap is better than hand sanitizer. Okay? And I read that from the medical experts. So I ain't Jerry talking, that's the medical experts talking. All right? But anyway, that's another story. But don't be afraid. God's in control. He has given us, Christ has given us that peace. That peace that surpasses all understanding. You know, so hey, it's already been 16 minutes on this video. We're in Dodge City. We'll come to you again tomorrow from Dodge City with some tourist pictures. Okay, hopefully. And until then, y'all be blessed. Good night now.